Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of This Song Fucking Sucks. Today's guest, Michael Cook, runs a podcast network called Retro Rocket Entertainment, which you can find on Facebook and on iTunes and any other podcasting thing. You can find JP Von Hitchberg at Schwarzenegger.com, DinosaurDick.com, and at XSchwarzeneggerX on Twitter. You can find me, Jeff Kalmbach, at jeffkalmbach.com. That's JeffKalmbach.com. I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/JeffKalmbachsmusic, at Jeff Kalmbach on Twitter. And don't forget to check out my record entitled This Is Not Here on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and all that listening kind of mumbo jumbo. Dates for the Northern California Spasmatics on Friday, June 24th at Red Hawk in Placerville, California, on Saturday, June 25th at Jesse's Grove Winery in Lodi, on Friday, July 1st at Dan's in Walnut Creek, and Sunday, July 3rd at Swabby's in Sacramento. Stuff for the show, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/TSFnS, at TSFnSucks on Twitter. You could also use the hashtag TSFnS for all your The Song Fucking Sucks stuff. We're also now on SoundCloud and Google Play, so check us out there. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. And on iTunes, when you find us, it'll be fucking F******ing. We also have This Song Fucking Sucks official and This Song Fucking Jams: A Pleasant Alternative playlists on YouTube and Spotify, so you can hear all the songs that we're talking about. And while you're at it, tell a friend. What's the worst that could happen? They may just hate you forever and never talk to you again. Country girls shake them hips. DJ make that record skip. This a straight up redneck rager doing body shots of Jaeger. We listen to Crank It Up by Colt Ford, and this song fucking sucks. What's going on, JP?
Hey, what's going on, Jeff? How are you?
I have no idea. So joining us today, Michael Cook. Hi, Michael. What's going on?
How's it going, everybody?
It is great. Tell us about your podcasting stuff, if you would be so kind.
All right, so ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to run like a TV network or a radio station, and I know that the reality of that is, it's so minimal. Like 1% of the world has even gotten in that realm. So after years of frustration, I started getting into podcasting and realized one show wasn't going to do it for me. So over the last 2.5 years on Retro Rocket Entertainment, we've been building basically like a prime time of podcasting. There's one show every single day except for Saturday, just like the normal networks because no one's home on Saturday. So we have Back in Tunes, which is about animation, Video Night, which is about like independent, underrated movies, Stumbling Towards Adulthood, which is basically an hour of us embarrassing ourselves with horrible stories as children. There's Comics on Infinite Earths. If you want to talk about comic books, we got that. And Full Throttle is the last show. Basically, it's about movies and TV shows with awesome vehicles. You know, you're talking like the retro ones, Airwolf, Knight Rider, stuff like that.
Love that stuff.
The Six Night's just a rerun. We just do reruns on that day.
Just like TV.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I'm going to come to running the network.
There's something for everyone.
If you don't like swearing, you're pretty doomed. I guess maybe one of the shows you could do.
Well, if you don't like swearing, you don't count.
Yeah. I mean, we don't do it willy-nilly. I hate swearing when it's like white noise, when it's so excessive that's all it is. It's the F word replaces the But if you ever look at like very particular pointed usages of the word, it enhances. It's like the word dude. You can use it for pretty much everything.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like in Italian, they just say prego for everything. It's a catch-all word.
Yeah, so that's basically it. You know, it's a network of shows for the fans, by the fans. There's no commercials. There's no real like, oh, we're going to get this guest on purely to just hype his stuff. I don't know the dude. I have no chemistry with him. It's not that kind of podcasting. It's just something that I do as a hobby because I still have to do that same kind of job. You're a zombie. You really don't care. You just...
We've all got to be creative and get ourselves out there in some way. And this is the way, guys. This is the path.
This is it.
You're talking about creativity. Now let's talk about the creativity of this hellacious...
Oh!
Let's talk about the creativity of that segue. That is solid.
That's what I do best.
Yeah.
Oh,
so now we know
man.
who the pro is. This song is Crank It Up by Colt Ford.
Did you look this up, what his real name is?
Of course.
Jason Ferris Brown. He was a golfer and decided to go into country music.
Professional golfer.
All I gotta say is say Ferris, man. Bring back this original guy because clearly he is not talented at writing country music.
No.
Well, he didn't write this song.
Oh, he didn't?
Oh, it's like 3 dudes.
There's 3 dudes that wrote it that he's not one of them, yeah.
It took 3 dudes to write this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Were they in a fraternity? This would make sense if they're like Sigma Pi.
This is that thing that's happening nowadays when they make those memes about, Freddie Mercury wrote all the parts and everything and all the music and all of his songs, and then they show like the Beyonce song or whatever it is, and it's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and there's like
57 people.
57. Yeah, exactly.
He put out money for this and said, oh, this is solid. Right here, this is worth the cash. Country singers are actually, I'm not going to say they're artists because anybody who just buys the music isn't an artist. They're a performer. There's good performers and bad performers, of course. Back in the day, we had, Sinatra and Dean Martin. They got songs from other people, but they were amazing performers. They did all sorts of stuff. This guy apparently just said, all this golf money is going to go towards buying shitty songs that no one else wants.
Where I heard this, right? I do a gig. I won't say what it is, but
was it porn?
This was if you did this on a porn set and had this song rolling, it would just be Mr. Softy instantly. So that's no good. But
speaking of porn, looking at Colt Ford, do you look at him and you are clearly a truck driver who on lonely nights gets blowjobs in a truck stop parking lot by a meth head?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking when I saw him.
He looks exactly like Chumley from Pawn Stars.
Yes.
If it had been 6 weeks since his last bathing.
Well, I don't think that guy bathes. This guy's rocking all the Ed Hardy action too, which is great.
I was just going to say, yes, exactly.
Bathed in it. You need more bedazzled skulls on you.
He seems to be entirely constructed.
Oh, totally.
That name clearly is constructed. He went and looked through a list of the 12 most popular things that people from, redneck country have an attention to. Like, oh, wait, Ford? Oh, Colts? Oh, yes.
170%. He could be like Winchester Chevy. Huh? Is that on the list?
That's already taken.
Yeah. That sounds more like high class. Oh, I'm Winchester Chevy.
I would listen to a guy who rapped in that voice. What's the guy from Gilligan's Island? Oh, love it.
That's amazing. So I was playing at this country bar.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Some reason I end up at those places. I don't know why. And we play in the little area, and then they have the huge area where they do the line dancing, which...
Oh, my God. I've seen this. I've witnessed this.
Isn't
Indiana, this is a phenomenon that I don't understand. It's like watching zombies slowly turn, and
that's
then the
what I
brains
was
come
saying.
back.
Yes! It totally is. It is very like zombie, and my nonconformist philosophy on life is just completely against it on every level, and it just makes me so upset. And of course, they start playing this thing.
You've heard this song? I've never heard this.
No, I've never heard this either.
If you hang out in those kinds of places, that's what you hear.
Well, I have a job where we play country music all day long. It's the same 30 songs all day. There's a song that's very similar to this in concept, not sound, but it's called Kick the Dust Up, where it's almost the same exact storyline. It's about people going out to a cornfield and keeping everything secret and getting drunk. And he literally rhymes the word up 4 times. That's not how a song works. You can't rhyme up with up and again and again.
We've actually had that be a theme on our podcast many times already.
Yeah, that's not a rhyme.
Not a rhyme, yeah, exactly.
I think the United Nations has some sort of treaty against this, like some sort of accord that says, thou shalt not rhyme up with up. This is ridiculous. You go to prison.
Yeah, crimes against humanity. Yep. It's one of those things where I'm simultaneously like upset when I heard this song. I'm upset for humanity and our culture, but at the same time I get really excited for the show and that like, oh, this will be awesome. This is why we started this. It's so
manufactured,
yes,
to the teeth.
But the thing about this song from 30 seconds in was said, oh, this is a country version of the Black Eyed Peas crappy party song, I Got a Feeling.
Totally.
Would you count this as a country song?
Barely.
Like, how does this count?
They've been doing this thing lately where I call like the homogenization and the Disneyfication of popular music, where they're combining all of the genres into one and making them be the same thing. Like the Black Eyed Peas were a hip-hop group, but then they turned into that weird thing that they are that's a pop group. And now they've started to suck in all the things that have to do with the country music world too.
Yeah. And
everything just starts to sound exactly the same. The difference in this one is right off the bat, you hear the really shitty fucking banjo line that comes in like, oh, guess what? We're a country song because there's a banjo in it. So, take that. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was thrown off at first because I was like, did I pick the wrong song? This sounds like a dance club song. And then the heavy metal comes in. You're right. It's just grab a piece of everything. But let's talk about the lyric. This is clearly chosen from a list of popular words that people resonate with that live in this kind of, like, oh, we're hunters. What do you guys like the most? Well, we like the word backwoods, and we like cornfields, and we like, when you mention alcohol that we recognize. This is the worst crime of any song, is when you mention other songs or other bands, or the fact that you're using a song.
Yeah. AC/DC on repeat.
I would take AC/DC's worst stuff over this any day.
Sure.
Does it have the word rock in it? Yes, it does.
Do you like that little thing where they say that line, put AC/DC on repeat, and the guy plays like a little bit of Back in Black, and was like, you did the thing. I like the thing.
Kid Rock is the one who started doing, like, picking a little clip in a country song when he did Sweet Home Alabama. He threw it into one of his songs. So that's like the thing now.
Yeah.
That's blasphemy in itself, too.
Yeah, that whole deal, like, he just, like, straight up sampled it. And he's been doing that for ages. He needs to be stopped.
You were saying country music is a Disneyfication, but it's also country music right now. It's like that whole bro country, which is the same thing we went through.
Oh, yes.
In heavy metal in the 80s with the hair bands, in the late 90s with new metal, with Limp Bizkit. This is the Limp Bizkit of country right here.
Oh, yes.
Lowest standards possible.
Yeah,
it's like desperately trying to get a single. It's not a song, it's a single, which is the worst thing you can do when you make an album full of, well, this is a potential hit. No, you're supposed to have a theme, some sort of arc with your songs.
Yeah, their theme is pandering.
The thing about the song, too, is it's the same chords over and over again, too. It's just a riff, and it goes over and over again, and they even got a little whoop, whoop.
Oh, man, that's so painful.
Their trucks are the bling bling, and the alcohol is their Vassier, which is ironic since a lot of people who listen to country music hate rap music.
Not anymore. It's all coming together. It's all the same thing now, And actually, I noticed at these country bar places where they're doing the line dancing, sometimes I'll just put on like a hip-hop kind of dance track, And they just mix them in, and it's just all the same shit.
I will say this. I will tolerate this song existing if it brings any sort of end to the racism that's just so deep in the South. Actually, who are we kidding? I live in Oregon. Everybody thinks that Oregon's so progressive. Well, guess what? That's only that main pipeline of Portland, Salem, and Eugene. Right. Everything else is, you got a pretty mouth, boy. Bang, bing, 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 bong, bong, bong.
It's the same exact thing with California, If you're on the coast, but then there's the whole rest of the state. The 5 is a long freeway, my friend.
Yes, it is.
Lots of meth.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. You get into Bakersfield, forget about it.
Oh, Jesus.
We're talking about like the cliches of country music now, and I guarantee you that if anybody's ever written a love letter to a truck, like a long song to a truck, if they've named their song a girl's name, I guarantee you that he's trying to stick his dick in that gas tank.
That's got to burn.
Yeah, that's where all those back roads are. No one's looking. All right, here we go.
Well, actually, I want to get to that one. There's a line in here. He says, "What happens in the backwoods stays in the backwoods." And I get it that that's a throwback to Vegas. Is that like your brother sister, rape party, or what is that? What is that?
I don't know. Or is it a threat? Like,
yes.
Vegas people show up around here. We're going to take care of them in the backwoods. There's like dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, get over here. Got another drifter.
I'm going to tie you up and cornhole you, and then we're going to just bury you.
It was one of the moments where I was hearing this and going, I don't know how to relate to this. This is out of my wheelhouse of things that I'm familiar with because I don't know what that means. And then the next line, is, "We going ham, y'all, hard as a mother."
I didn't even know that ham was a verb.
Right.
Yeah, I looked it up last night. I was like, what does that even mean? Does that have something to do with pigs? No, you look at it. Now, once you know what the word ham means in the Urban Dictionary, then the rest of that line makes no sense because ham stands for, go ahead if someone else knows.
I have no idea.
Go, tell us, educate us.
In the Urban Dictionary, ham is code word for hard as a motherfucker. And it says, we go in hard as a motherfucker, y'all as hard as a mother. So clearly he did not have enough words to fill out the line.
No.
This is the biggest thing about music that bugs me, no matter what genre, is the fact that you got 3-4 minutes at best to get your idea across. And it's not that much time to fill. People can fill an episode of a 45-minute show with new material. Why is it that you find so many songs that repeat over and over and over?
Yeah.
That it's filled with yeah-yeahs and woo-woos and like just nonsense. You have 3 minutes to get your concept across. Fill it with everything you've got. Great artists know how to tell a story, and there's no filler anywhere in it.
Yeah, it took 3 people to write that too.
Oh, ridiculous. Clearly, we got 15 minutes. What do you got?
I'm sure at least 2 people were just doing the beat too.
Oh, right.
Possibly 2.5, and then like one guy just like half like, yeah, here's some words. What are those things they do like on the internet where it's like it's got all the words that are like searchable that are like trending, and based on their size is how popular they are. This is basically they took one of those and just sang it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It feels like Mad Libs of country.
Yes.
Which, honestly, so many of these pop country songs, they all are, which is part of what makes it so annoying is that they're always just like, you're going to like this word? You like that word too? Because you're stupid.
Have you guys ever seen, it was a couple of years ago or 4 or 5 years ago where they had the top 10 country songs of the year, and then they went through them and showed how every single one of them had the same fucking lyrics.
Oh, my God.
It was like talking about a truck, talking about girls in tight jeans, talking about drinking, talking about getting horny by a lakeside or something, or walking a trail. It was insane that all 10 of the songs had the same lyrics. It's like completely manufactured. You don't even have to try. You just look at your friend's song. What are you writing over there? It's like you're taking a test in school. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to write that too because it's going to make me $1 million. Good for you guys.
Yeah, these are the same guys that when they were filling out their SATs are like C, 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 C. Something's exactly right.
They're playing the odds. That's what this song is. Playing the odds. Colt Ford.
I think about the 70s era of country music, early 80s, when they were complaining that it was like countrypolitan, it was trying to be more top 40. I would give anything for that era right now compared to what this is.
Yeah, this is. Oof.
And even going back to that Garth Brooks era where it was really it was very poppy and stuff. And it's like, there's like way better stuff going on then, Clint Black and stuff. I'm like, I can handle that. Yeah,
if you go through the catalog, though, right around the mid-'80s is when the new traditionalists would start coming in, alternative country. You got Dwight Yoakam leading the charge, Chris Isaac, a bunch of other guys. That's like the best era of country. If, you don't want to go back to when it was Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, that era of music where there was like...
That's the stuff that everyone can sign up for.
They had a story. That's the problem. That's actually what it is. It's these guys don't have a story that they need to tell. That they cannot not tell, I guess, if you want to do a double negative. These guys just feel like they're like, well, I got an album due. I'm not going to put in the work. I just got to, get another album out to finish my contract. There's no passion.
Yeah, this is so much where the industry is. It's like those vampires who are the suits behind, record places. Like they're like, okay, this is what we can make money off of, and they're scrambling because their industry's falling apart. So they're like, okay, we got to make this happen. Let's put this together. And music by numbers
Did you watch? There's like a official video of this song.
Hell no.
I was watching the band play this song, and I'm thinking it was so obvious. The look on their faces was, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this. How is this my life?"
You know what's one of my favorite things that I hate? This is a big party song trope, is singing about your cup. I don't want to hear about a cup. And here's a question. Like, people, you always hear about a cup in a song. You never hear about any other kind of eating or dining utensil. No one sings about their fork. What the fuck's that all about?
Well, it's also, you know, a lot of people that listen to country music are religious, and it's like they're trying to be kind of dirty, but not dirty. Like, they never really say, I get fucked up, I get drunk, you know, we don't, it's just like, I drink it up. What do you drink it up? Oh, I do a little too much sipping. You know, that kind of cliche. And it's like, or like, I'm listening to this one song about rain is good because, you know, it brings out the whiskey, then the whiskey makes my baby a little frisky. And I'm like, could you just say what you're saying? It's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's like they're trying, it's a PG-13 naughty.
Then I can talk her into anal.
Yeah, it's God's way. We don't want that.
Well, I'll tell you, that kind of goes right in what I was thinking when I heard this line, you know, put some of that party in my cup. I was thinking, 2 girls, 1 cup? That's what I think of when I think of putting something in a cup. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know. So my brain goes right away.
What happens in the backwoods stays in the backwoods.
Why do they refer to it as party? He already mentions like 12 drinks.
I know.
Why party?
Yes. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's stupid.
Maybe it's piss.
Maybe he's too drunk to realize what he's saying. He's just like, I just want some party in my cup. I'm sorry, what? Drinky poo.
You got your Jaeger, your Bacardi, and your party in a cup.
Can you imagine going to a bar and be like, yes, I would like a large party? What the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here, you drunk. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, this reminds me, this kind of offshoot, but when I was a little kid, I didn't know that salad and lettuce were different. So I would order my chicken sandwich at Wendy's and go, can I have a chicken sandwich with a salad, when I clearly meant lettuce? And the lady would just stare at me. That's the same reaction you would get if you asked for party when you went to the bartender.
I kind of want to do that now just to see what happens.
Yes, please do it, record it, and throw it up on YouTube. Just watching people get frustrated. What is it you want again? I want some party. How? Like, what is that?
All the branding stuff makes me wonder if he's like got some kind of like deal with the companies. Like, we've got
shit. Yes,
Jaeger, Bacardi, Marlboro.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of it.
I think that's what country singers do now. I'm literally listening to the song at work where it's about this guy all sad and broken up, and he's like, we all had a party at the Pizza Hut. I'm like, hey, you don't throw Pizza Hut in the song. And clearly, you're either seeking out a sponsor or you have one, and you're not telling anybody.
That's amazing. I wish it was Little Caesars, though, because they're worse. I don't know why. That would be awesome, though.
I think I'm going to put out an entire album filled with like commercial sponsorship and just call it For Your Consideration.
Yeah.
And send it all to the companies, be like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Before he starts writing the song, just like, I need a new dryer, I could use a microwave. How about I wrote Safeway in for a gift card? That started with I'm going to drive a Chevy up and down the road. I think Alan Jackson, I think he sang that back in the 90s, and everybody else just got the idea. It's like, holy crap, he just sold that for a commercial sponsorship.
That's smart.
Yeah.
How the hell is Gene Simmons not tapped into this? How is it not every new Kiss song has some sort of commercial sponsorship?
I know. That's kind of weird, because that's totally his thing.
Because they're their own brand. They're just selling the Kiss brand everywhere they go.
That's true. Yeah.
They don't even need it.
Yes, this is the new Gene Simmons dildo. It's one side is the star child, the other side is the tongue.
Gross.
That's the worst Gene Simmons impersonation. Just letting you know.
I think you sounded just like him. I thought I was on the line right now.
It's close enough to me. It makes me think of that 70s song Chevy Van, which is awesome because it's just about like statutory rape.
Oh, here we go. You brought it in.
Statchin'. So you know that song? It's like just like a 70s soft rock thing, you know?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
It's weird and creepy, and it's about, a guy who's a drifter, and he finds some small town girl, and he humps her in his Chevy van.
Yes.
Oh, wait, yes, I do know. For some reason, it took you to say the Chevy van part that I understood. So is this like the precursor to the Knack? That song, if you really listen to that, what is this other song?
My Sharona?
Yeah, My Sharona. That's about underage sex, right?
Aren't they all?
Michael, we somehow managed to find that a lot of the songs that we review in this podcast have a lot of underage sex going on in them.
Seriously? Wow, you had to search these out, or it was just coincidental? You started analyzing the lyrics, you're like, holy shit, this is weird.
I'm not sure. It could be us, but I think it's them.
This is how the Illuminati was created. Let's all just write underage sex songs, and we'll gain control of the world.
It's like a bunch of old dudes who just want to have sex with 16-year-olds. How can we make this happen?
Which, back in the 70s, I bet you happened a lot.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fairly certain that Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, I'm pretty sure that she was 17 at the time that Tom Jones had sex with her in Vegas.
Yes.
And
almost definitely.
Oh, speaking of Vegas, do you think Vegas gives a shit how these country folk party? That's a line. Vegas doesn't care about anything you're doing. Where are you anyway? Are you just right out of town? Are you is there a suburb of Vegas where all these rednecks are hanging out going, fuck Vegas? They're a bunch of dicks, uppity bastards.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. They leave it very ambiguous, to relate to a lot of the middle of America, I think, to be able to... It's
a cry for help.
It all makes me think of that ending scene in, what is it, Goodfellas with... where they go into the cornfield?
No, it's a Casino.
Okay, Casino, yeah.
It's Casino. At the end, they finally decide to bury Joe Pesci and his pain-in-the-ass brother. That's what they're doing in the backwoods. Holy shit, these guys are mafiosos!
Boom!
If it's a really dirty job, and they don't want, their suits to be messed up, they dress like country folks, so they trick you into thinking that you're safe. And then they take you out to the woods. We're going to take you hunting, and it turns out you're the sport.
Turns into Predator for you.
Oh, but there's no dreadlocks. It's just a bunch of shades and greasy hair.
Cowboy hats.
Big old bellies.
But they will cornhole you.
Yeah.
Either before or after. Possibly both. Oh, gross.
So anytime you see, if you go to Vegas, you never notice the Italian mob there anymore because they've been pushed out in the 80s when it became like the Disneyland of Nevada, and except with hookers and guys who show you those little stripper cars. They make those little sounds like, you're like, what are you doing? It's laughing. So you got those guys, but then, basically it's just who actually does all the dirty work in Vegas. It's these guys, the guys with no teeth, meth, and burying bad gamblers out in the backwoods.
I would love to see a verse, like a line in here, something about celebrating homophobia.
Oh, please. Are there any gay country singers? Are there any? Has anybody come out of the closet yet?
I don't think so.
Who is the one who was on the first season of American Idol?
Oh.
Did he do country?
Clay Aiken? Was he a country singer?
Yeah.
Okay. If he was a country singer.
No,
it just says American singer. It doesn't say what genre, because I'm pretty sure the country people, just like they did with other people who go, any country singer that goes against the norm, they automatically, like Dixie, they pushed them aside and destroyed their career because they disagreed with something. Do not go against what country folk think, because then you will be just sent out. You're what's the word I'm thinking of? Not abolished, but exiled. Thank you. You're exiled. And it's terrible that country music's like that, where rock and roll is just like, you just think and do whatever the hell you want. As long as you kick ass, we're good with that.
If there is any rock music anymore,
And rock is dead. Why is rock music dead? I don't understand why we're in this age of like wild and crazy ideas and like aggression and stuff like that. Why is it that metal is the only thing that survives? What happened to all American rock? It's strange.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
It's a very, very weird thing that rock is dead, but it absolutely is. People just want to party. They want to drink their Bacardi. They want to do all the they just the goose and all the shots and dancing all night long. That just seems to be the thing that people want to do right now.
Well, now that makes me think about it, there are so many songs right now in the top 40 in any chart that are about singing and dancing and partying, and I think it's because we'd be lying to ourselves if we weren't in some sort of like emotional depression, not financial depression,
Oh yeah, totally.
So it's like the way nostalgia works. I don't think nostalgia existed before Vietnam. I cannot find anything that says that it existed before Vietnam. We come out of that, we're really depressed. We're a broken country. And all of a sudden, that's when all this stuff, the 50s are back. The good old days are back, and everybody got nostalgic. And it's been building and building and building for decades. And now it's not about nostalgia, like, hey, remember the 80s? Have so much fun with that kind of stuff. It's like, look, I want to get drunk. I want to get messed up. I want to get some drugs in me to forget the shit that's going on in this world. Even though, if you look at history, it's really not that worse than it ever. There's always terrible things in each decade. It's you're just usually blinded to it when you're a child. So that's why the 80s to me are so amazing, but the reality is things were shitty then too.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
People in the South, people in the country, the things are messed up for them right now, so that's why they're embracing these no-brain songs about getting drunk.
Michael, it's not even the South. It's all over the place because this, like I said, the Black Eyed Peas song, that is like a nationwide, anybody can get into that one. It doesn't have to have the country flair. It's the same fucking song.
Which song is it we're talking about?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I Got a Feeling.
Oh,
I got a feeling tonight's gonna be a good night. It's the same song as this. It's more relatable because there's not a country flair to it. So it's the same thing that's washing over everywhere just to distract people from what's really happening.
One last thing.
What's that?
It's interesting how they call out Hank 3. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, JD. That's another corporate sponsorship. Yep. Bust out the JD.
Daniels, baby.
Hank 3.
Oh shit! I thought it was about Jeff Daniels. Shit! Now I really hate the song. I was like, you know what? I love arachnophobia too. That is awesome. Shit.
Well played. Oh man.
Hank the Third gets a little call. I feel like I kind of respect him in a way because he does like heavy stuff too. And
isn't Hank 3? Is he in Eagles of Death Metal? Is that the band I'm thinking of?
No, that's Jesse Hughes. Hank Williams 3. He was actually in a band with Phil Anselmo. Right? Hank Williams III, wasn't he? He was in Super Joint Ritual, I think.
What?
Yeah, I think he was.
No, I don't think he was.
What am I thinking of here?
Yeah, he's a member of a lot of bands. He does his own stuff. He's part of Super Joint Ritual, Ass Jack, Arson, and
really?
Anti-Scene. Yeah, he does a lot of
shit.
I could have swore that he was in Eagles of Death Metal with Josh Homme, but I guess I don't know anything.
Oh, don't say no. That's not true.
Look, I didn't pay attention for the first couple weeks of third grade, and ever since I've been just trying to catch up.
Someday you'll get there.
Yeah, Hank played in Super Joint on bass. Just when they in the 2000s. Yeah.
So, are you both in music?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so listening to this kind of song makes you cringe, like just tears you apart inside from not just a lyrical standpoint, but like a sonic standpoint. You're like, oh, this is not how you construct, music at all.
From a musical standpoint, it's annoying. The metal guitar thing, that date rape rock guitar thing, pisses me off, right? Because that's coming out of that new metal thing. But there are also some production things that are like, oh, okay, they had like a fucking balls producer on this who was adding all this kind of cool air candy. And some of that is actually kind of cool when you hear some of the panning they do on the effects and stuff. It's like, oh, that's a cool thing. When you take that stuff out and remove the style and the content and stuff, it could be any song and you'll still hear cool techniques, So I did notice some of that. I'll give them some credit for that.
For me, it's the kind of thing where I wonder why I went to spend a lot of money at a music college. The stuff that makes money is the most basic, lowest common denominator. This is not even a song. This is you could take a shit and the song will be done in 5 minutes. But musically, you just get a good producer to help you out with it, and it's gold. It's crazy to me. I could never sit down and write something this shitty. This is how I feel about it. It's
kind of that way with all art now. All the comic books are the same. Radio stations are dying off. They fire everybody and then syndicate the music. There's like 12 DJs in this town. When every major city had like that DJ that everybody talked about, it's the same thing with like now theater isn't these original productions. It's all, is this based on a movie? Oh, great. Let's do Saving Private Ryan the musical. And you're like, what the fuck? How would you put $12 million into that? Yeah. It's that way with everything. It just feels like we're being homogenized. There needs to be a an alternate reaction to all this. Like there has been with every genre that's gone overboard, but for some reason it's not happening anymore.
All the stuff that's pushing back is all underground.
No.
I'm a metal and punk musician, and all the stuff that I like, there's definitely a market for it, but it's small and it's underground. And I live down there, and I'm cool. It's cool down there, but you don't really make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
But that's where it is. Hopefully it comes back up and starts to combat this nonsense.
We're in a period where hard capitalism it's swung too far that way, where all of our art and stuff is so much about let's make this as safe as possible so this product can sell as much as possible. But there's that other side of it where people who are doing it for the sake of the art, they're still doing it anyway. You know, we're still here doing it, and we actually have this opportunity where we can kind of do it on our own terms, but, you know, we're just not going to make a lot of money out of it. But we got to do it anyway, so that's good. That's there. You just kind of got to look a little harder, you know? So I'm appreciative of that, but at the same time, the stuff that's out there, like you said, it's on every level. It's, you know, the food is like that, you know, try to go to a town and not see a Panera, you know, Guitar Center, all these things, everything's getting more and more corporate.
Superhero movies.
I just went
again.
Ugh.
I'm a huge comic book fan, but I went and saw Captain America yesterday, and I couldn't tell what was going on during the action sequences, which the last time I checked, when you make a comic book movie, what's important? The action sequences, I kept going, but I'm getting vertigo here. I can't tell. Everything's blurry and shaking. But that's the problem is the people that are in charge of any sort of artistic front now are not guys who understand the medium. They're guys who are, we went to school for accounting. We're really good at numbers.
Yeah. And it's like that in music. This song proves it. You know, I mean, it's the blanket that covers all the entertainment fields these days.
It's all art by committee, a bunch of suits sitting around, non-creatives. It's non-creatives going, you know what would be great because this would sell. That's the thing, is that what people really want for the most part is honesty, and they want, you know, someone who actually have some emotional connection to their work. Instead, they get Colt Ford and people who aren't really paying close attention. They're just like, yeah, it's a thing, whatever. You know, I got a line dance to something, but if they were given something that really was meaningful, it'd be like, oh, this means something. This makes me feel something real.
You think anybody's ever line danced to Metallica? Because I would love to see For Whom the Bell Tolls playing while they're all line dancing. Now this I can get behind.
I'd watch that.
I can almost guarantee you they have. It's fucking creepy. And they all know, like, okay, when this song comes on, we do this.
Actually, yeah, how do they know this? Is there one person in charge of developing this line dance and they teach everybody else? Is it like Zumba, but of, line dancing?
I think it's more like Simon Says, right? I always thought it was Simon Says.
I think so. I don't know. There must be, I don't know. There's a kind of usually a dance that goes to the song that they've decided, oh, this song, we do this one. And there's always like a DJ person who's like, we're going to do this. And everyone knows. And they count it off too. So they all start at the same time. Make sure you start here. I'm just like so just diametrically opposed to that. Like, you can't tell me what to fucking do.
There's only one song that I will tolerate that with, and that's that one song from like 93. I can't remember what it was from, but it was like, everybody in the door, walk on the floor, everybody walk like the dinosaur.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Was Not Was, man. I love that song. Yeah.
Open the door, get on the floor,
Everybody walk
do
the dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Walk the Dinosaur. Was Not Was. Classic.
Oh, yeah. Nice call.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I think that was created for the Super Mario Brothers movie. And afterwards they're like, oh, we don't want to be associated with something that cheesy.
No, that song's older. That's an 80s song.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, not to get all weird on you, but...
No, I love those little facts. I'm one of those nerds. That you did your show with Ken Reed last month. And,
Ken, yeah.
He and I have that same kind of brain where we search out these like really obscure details.
Encyclopedia Reed.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. And when you tell me stuff like that, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take whatever information I can get.
So I think we can move on from our crank it up baloney and go to our other segment. This song fucking jams. JP.